What's going on, guys? It's Sunday morning, August 12th, and I am now back home from being in Los Angeles filming a piece on QAnon for the Jim Jeffries show on Comedy Central. Now, I was going to vlog the whole experience, take a camera with me and get it all first person, but I was so caught up with everything that was going on there that I just put my camera away and focused on the task at hand. So that's why I'm filming this video here, just to give you the raw, uncut, my version of events, because they could very well edit this whole piece up and ridicule the crap out of us. So I wanted to wisely put my version of events out there in case that happened. So I'm going to start with how this began. It began a week ago, right after QAnon blew up in the mainstream, as I'm sure you know. We woke up one day, 100 different articles across the board attacking the whole issue. A couple of days after that, I received an email from the producers of the Jim Jeffries show offering to bring me down there to film a piece on Q for Comedy Central. And I already know what you're thinking. I thought the same thing. I'm like, okay, this is going to be on Comedy Central. Comedy Central is just known for being this propaganda mouthpiece. And of course, that put me off to it. I didn't want to be ridiculed and blah, blah, blah. Very likely chance that that could happen. But as I was thinking about it, mulling it over for a day or two, and consulting some people whose opinions that I valued, I began to think of it this way. Even if the editors, producers, Comedy Central do decide to run this segment and completely twist and spin the whole issue, try to make us look like fools, I still found value in doing it, because even if a couple people see this piece and begin looking into the issue and they do wake up, right? Then there was value in doing it. Okay, a lot of people could laugh and shrug it off. The message wasn't meant for them. See what I'm saying? Even if it does wake up a couple of people, boom, good thing there. And like I said, even if they do use the magic of video editing to spin the narrative in whatever way they want, it's going to backfire on them. Great, make me look like a fool. What's that going to do? It's going to backfire on you. There's going to be millions of people that do believe in Q and find reality in it. They're going to see the Comedy Central piece and be like, oh, it's just going to backfire, right? So I decided to do it. I decided to take one for the team, go down there, and film with them. And, okay, said yes to the producers. They sent me the itinerary of the flights, of the hotel, and all of that. Great. Let's prepare. So I leave late Wednesday night. Filming was very early on Thursday, so I took a late flight on Wednesday, got down there. But check this, right? This is the hilarious thing that it's kind of why I wanted to do this video, to put this out there. So bless these producers' hearts. They're very genuine people. They were all super duper nice, everybody on that whole production crew. But they might just be blissfully unaware of this. The hotel that they wanted to put me in the night before filming, Wednesday night, was the Standard Hotel. The Standard Hotel! Ha! Again, blissfully unaware. I don't know if they understood the connections between the Standard Hotel and Q and the Standard Hotel and just weird occult things and human trafficking and whatnot, but it was just the irony of all ironies that they would find that hotel to put me in. And mind you, it could have been just an honest, let's put him in the Standard, because the Standard Hotel was just like a mile and a half from the filming location, and it's pretty much one of the cheapest hotels right there in Hollywood. But like I said, irony of all ironies. If you're part of that production crew watching this, or if you're unaware of how weird the Standard Hotel is, even Q linked the Standard Hotel to some shady shit a few months ago. But basically, there's a lot of links between the Standard Hotel and corrupt Adam Schiff. There's a lot of weird occult symbolism in the commercials that I've seen for the Standard Hotel and some of their promotional material. It's just really weird. Not only that, but back in 2013, the Standard Hotel got caught dumping 100 gallons of hydrochloric acid and chlorine down their drains. Now, I'm not going to tell you here what hydrochloric acid could be used for. You can go look that up for yourself. But again, really weird, shady shit the Standard Hotel has allegedly been linked to. So I wasn't about to stay there. So last minute on Wednesday, I grabbed an Airbnb and I texted the producers and just made up some excuse. I'm like, hey, I don't need the driver to take me from LAX to the Standard. I have my own ride. So they were like, oh, okay. And, you know, I didn't tell them that I went to the Airbnb instead. I didn't step foot on or near the Standard Hotel. And then in the morning, I woke up and I had to make another excuse because they wanted to give us a ride from the Standard Hotel to the filming location. So I made up some excuse. I was like, oh, I went and got early breakfast with a friend and we're stuck in traffic, so can I just have the address to the filming location? You know, I don't need a ride from the Standard there. And they're like, oh, okay, here it is. So if you are part of the production crew or the director and you're watching this, I'm sorry. Sorry for lying to you, but I wasn't going to step foot near that place, you know. Now you know why. So I get there, get to the filming location pretty early. I think it was about 8:30 in the morning that we met there. And one more irony for you guys. The filming location was set up in a pizza restaurant. Oh, pizza restaurant. Again, the production crew, great people. I think they just really didn't gather the irony of all this stuff. But so when I got up there, I'm just like, oh shit, it's in a pizza shop. So I'm checking the pizza shop for the symbols and any kind of weird stuff that, you know, gives me a weird ping in my intuition. And it was an honest pizza restaurant. There wasn't really anything weird to it. So I was like, okay, you know, I'll go do this. At least it wasn't filmed 2 blocks down the road, because I walked by this place called Lucifer's Pizza. I shit you not. There's literally a restaurant in Hollywood there called Lucifer's Pizza. I walked by it because I went and grabbed coffee before filming, and I'm like, oh my God, Lucifer's Pizza. Thank God it wasn't filmed there. Filmed a couple blocks down the way at this just, you know, honest pizza place. So went in, met the production crew, the video guys, audio guys, the production assistants, the director and whatnot. They're all really nice people. Again, I don't fully know if they comprehend Q or the real state of the world or whatnot. They could just be blissfully ignorant, but great people. Very well, very nice, right? So I get mic'd up, sit down. I meet the people who I'm on the panel with. Mind you, when I first got that email from the producers of Jim Jeffries, before I even agreed to do it, I thought that I was going to be the only one doing this. I didn't really realize it was a panel until a couple days before filming. So that, of course, changed things a little bit, but I was still open to go doing it. I met the other people on the panel there with me. I didn't know who they were, never met them before. I think they were familiar with me and my work and my YouTube channel. Can't quite remember if they were or not, but again, they were all super cool too. And then Jeffries gets there. You know, he gets a quick bite to eat and gets his notes from the director and shakes all of our hands, and then he sits down and it's time to tape. Okay, so of course this is where it gets interesting if this whole experience wasn't interesting enough getting to this point. But so Jeffrey sits down, then we start having a conversation. And I will say here that I was fairly surprised about the genuine curiosity that I felt from Jim Jeffries. You know, of course, it was a Comedy Central sketch, so many of the questions that he asked us were done in a comedic vein, but I still felt this genuine curiosity from Jim Jeffries. A little bit of ridicule. He himself didn't still fully comprehend the gravity of the situation, but like I said, still felt some genuine curiosity. Luckily, it wasn't with Colbert or Trevor Noah or something like that, you know. But it was Jeffrey. So he was asking us some questions, and it ended up being almost a 2-hour-long talk about not just Q, but we went through a range of different subjects. And we definitely got into a lot of the aspects around Q. He was asking us what it is. They gave their answers. I gave my answer. I was like, Q is it's not a person. Everybody's focused on it being a person. It's actually an operation. It's a public intelligence dissemination operation. And I just went into it there. So it ended up being, quite honestly, kind of a shit show, because a lot of different things got brought up that were off topic of Q. For instance, Flat Earth came up. A couple of people who were on the panel with me were Flat Earth diehards, which of course, bless their hearts. I super disagree with that. If you know me and my work, I think Flat Earth is a psyop meant to distract us from much more important things. So that came up, and a lot of other weird things came up, which kind of caused me to cringe quite a bit inside, and I was just like, oh Lord, I had to kind of butt into the conversation at various points to articulate various facts or pieces of information or subjects. So it went all right. I mean, I definitely, just because of what I do, I've been not only following Q since day one for 9 months now, and I know a lot of different researchers in that community, but I'm involved with so much more than Q. I'm involved with, getting the truth out there about so many different subjects: free energy, the secret space programs, the dead doctors, health stuff. So I was the most articulate and well-informed person there, just because this is what I do, and I'm much deeper in it than them. So I had to clarify some things, but all in all, it was at least a shit show that I made the best of that I could. And I went into all sorts of information on all sorts of topics. There was actually a few points where Jeffries pointed to me and singled me out. He's like, he seems to be super well read on all this stuff. He agreed with me on some points too that didn't even have to do with Q. For instance, on the Flat Earth thing, I mentioned that it was a psyop meant to distract us from much more important things, and Jeffries was like, that I can actually understand. He's like, that I agree with, makes sense. There was also UFOs. UFOs got brought up pretty quick there. And somebody else on the panel brought up the whole, all aliens are not from outer space, but they're all interdimensional demon shit. And I'm just like, oh, son of a bitch. But, UFOs got brought up, and I quickly mentioned that, well, actually, most UFO sightings aren't theirs. They're our craft. They're man-made craft. And only a few of them are their craft. And Jeffries was actually like, yeah, I agree. That makes sense. So like I said, he had some genuine curiosity. He wasn't ragging on us. But of course, in a 2-hour-long conversation with everything that got brought up, I talked for only so much of it, and shit, I was going through like the deets. I was going through the details. I laid out the Huber investigation. I'm like looking to Utah Attorney John Huber, how he got installed in November, how 500 investigators have been bringing up all these sealed indictments. I was talking about all the confirmations and the foreknowledge and bringing up all sorts of examples of the confirmation, just all these things, right? I was going into the meat of it. But of course, I probably only talked for maybe 30, 40 minutes total. Everybody else had their pieces to say. So in a full 2-hour conversation, they could definitely have quite a bit to edit up, do a spin piece with, right, and then put out there. So, I am thinking that might occur, but of course, who knows, it might not occur. Maybe the production crew are, they're wanting to do the honest thing with this piece. And really, I want to put two particular options, two paths out there for the way that production and editing crew could proceed here. So, if you're watching this and you're part of that crew, take heed. But really, in my head, there's two ways they can go about this. Of course, it's Comedy Central. So they can't necessarily do some honest journalism and put the truth out there about Q, because the higher-ups in Comedy Central and Viacom won't let them do that. So path one, this is the way I see it. Path one, what they could do is take the neutral stance. Of course, it's Comedy Central. They've got to throw some jokes out there. They've got to get the views and sell the ad money. I get that. But they could take the neutral stance in not completely spinning it or ridiculing it, but they could still put some little seeds of truth out there and still do it in a comedic vein, right? Still be very neutral, not piss off their upper management, but make a good piece on Q from that neutral stance. That's path one. Path two. Path two is the dangerous one for them. And the reason I say that is because path two is the path where they could edit the crap out of it, you know, pull the talking points out that they want and edit that up, chop it up to a completely discrediting attack piece that spins the narrative and put that out there. Like I said, it's Comedy Central. I don't know these people, so it's very likely that they could do that. But like I said, if they do that, if you do that, if you are editing that up right now and you're watching this video, that is dangerous because, like I said, it will backfire. You're going to get a lot of people out there pissed off at you because there's quite a few people that follow this Q thing, many more than most realize. So it will backfire. You will make yourself look like fools. You're going to try to make us look like fools, but you'll look like a fool because Q will get confirmed in some way, shape, or form. Shit's going to hit the fan, right? And then it's just all going to backfire on you. So I really hope they decide to take path one and do this a little more neutrally. But of course, they could do path two. And if they do path two, well, that's their choice. They're going to have to, you know, deal with the consequences of that. And path two would actually probably get more eyes on it, right? Because it'll be more sensational. Which, heck, if they do that, if they try to make us look like fools and decide to go path two, well then great. Get the eyes on it. Make it a sensational hit piece. Send people my way. Great, right? Big deal. So, and then yeah, filming wrapped up. Anyway, filming wrapped up. It was pretty much just like an in-out kind of thing, just there for 2 hours, and then I left. They took the other people on the panel back to the Standard Hotel because I guess they weren't aware of the connections between that, or they were okay staying there. I don't know. I sure wasn't okay staying there, so I just dipped and went and did my own thing. So that's basically what happened, guys. We'll see. We'll see how they decide to edit it up. I hope that they'll do, like I mentioned earlier, path one. They could do path two. However they do it, we'll see. But like I said, they were very nice people. Whole experience was great. Why did they put us at the Standard Hotel? Don't know. Why do they have it in a pizza shop? Don't know. Again, they could just be blissfully ignorant, but soon enough, they won't be. And soon enough, everybody won't be blissfully ignorant because this is just going to get bigger and bigger. And I'm excited to see what comes of this all. So, yeah, guys, that's all for that. Now that I'm back home, getting to some more work, more stuff, because this is all just going to get bigger and bigger, more exponential, more eyes on everything. So that's it for this one, guys. Peace out.